Hello, I'm Nathan Judo. I'm here with Shrewsbury Town reporter Lewis Cox. Lewis, it's Thursday today. We're talking about the strikers, or lack of them. And of course, do you want to introduce where we are at this moment in time?
Yeah, it's looking pretty good, isn't it? I quite like it because actually we're the same height.
Yeah, so, it's very impressive.
I'm feeling pretty good about that. Yeah, I mean, been here a few times now. The safe standing in the south stand at the Meadow. Just, for me, certainly from down on the pitch when you look up at it, I think it looks so good.
Yeah.
So sort of dominating, and yeah, I think it's just going to be such a good thing. Last week, I think a lot of fans launched a poster to push getting people here and making it loud, colourful.
Yeah.
You know, there's going to be drummers here. It's going to, when it's full on the opening day of the season, it's going to be pretty mental.
Yeah,
it's going to be some experience. Massive for the football club. I mean, it's been worldwide news, amazing, and it could have a big part on the pitch for me, Nathan, because they're behind a goal. You know, like you're thinking of the Kop at Liverpool or the Holt End or something. You know, a big, the main stand where that you always attack in the second half. Your own fans that suck the ball in. You know, that there could be some amazing moments here, and you know, I just think fair play to the club for taking a plunge in this supporters parliament. Absolute hats off. It looks amazing. It's so cool to stand on. I think, you know, obviously you got it to lean on if you want. Stand up. I just think, you know, I understand why people, you know, love Block 19 and what a noise that was to be next to the away fans, but come over here and be part of something special. I think, you know, I think you'd agree it's pretty good.
Looks superb. Fair play to Shrewsbury to be the first people to have the balls to do it, to be fair.
That's effective. That's it, mate. Yeah, you know, obviously the top two, you know, under legislation, the top two divisions can't do it, but aside from that, it's just who was kind of gonna, you know, dip their toe in the water and be the first to, you know, all the press that comes with it because of, you know, tragedies in times gone by. You know, you've got to deal with that, and they've just been superb here. The club, the Sports Parliament, you know, how swiftly it went up. Everyone's supporting it. It's been great from the Stars' point of view, teaming up with them and kind of pushing it for them, advertising it. And you know, the Sports Parliament have been great with us. It's just been a brilliant. It was another brilliant part of last season, which was brilliant as a whole. And you know, John Askey's done well to come here at the start of this. You know, to have this on the first day of next season, and all the new players as well. You know, this is going to be something pretty special, I think, and I can't wait to see it.
Can't wait to see it, and then the fans need something to shout about, and that means goals, Lewis. True. So we're talking about the strikers. So where are the goals coming from next season? Because Mr. Carlton Morris will not be here anymore. No, he's. I spoke all week about loans going back. Carlton's the final one to speak about. Going back to Norwich, one of the Norwich lads that were here last season. I really liked Carlton Morris. Got a lot of time for him. Some, you know, he had some sort of detractors that said he didn't score enough goals, which you know, it's probably fair, but for a large part of the season he was superb. In the lone striker role, he had everything. You could say he didn't have the goals, the final touch, but he's all round play. Hold up play, pace, power, strength, you know, linking play. He had everything, and a lot of fans that saw that, I think, you know, I understand some saying that he only got so many goals, 9 or 10, but you know, remember that this wasn't a Shrewsbury Town team that scored many goals. Certainly not a 20-goal man. They had Stephen Payne who got 14, but I think there are a lot of Town fans that I'm not entirely sure what Carlton's future is at Norwich. You know, he's got that awful injury to contend with for a number of months, but you know, had his contract been up at Carrow Road, I think if I was town manager, I'd have been asking about his services, because he showed what he can do in League One. And you know, he's a good. If you're having 4 strikers in your squad, you'd like one of them to be Carlton Morris for me. We never really got to see what he was like as a 2 in a 4-4-2 or with Payne next to him. It never really happened for a 90 minutes. You know, they were so focused on that one formation that. He's got all the ingredients to work with a strike partner, with a poacher that Payne is. That could have really worked. It's a shame we didn't get to see it, but you know, he had some great memories. Carlton Morris scored goals to get down to Wembley twice. Very good striker on his day. Perhaps needs to get in between the posts more often to put it in the net, but horrible about his injury at Wembley. He's cruciate, and they'll miss a lot of football for Norwich, and that'll ruin the start of next season for him. But he'll come back stronger. You know, who knows when? You know, whether it's after he finishes at Norwich, he could easily be back here one day. Stephen Payne, the man who I assume we're expecting to stay and will be hopefully the main source of goals.
I spoke to him after Wembley, and he's obviously contracted, and he wants to. He wants to be the main man again. He was top scorer, but he felt like he didn't play as much as he should have. Being top scorer, I think he can come back. He can play more games. A lot of the time, certainly at the beginning of this calendar year, it was Carlton Morris. Steph had to really bide his time on the bench with 5 minutes but to still get 14 goals, top scorer, is some effort. And if he can get the regular football here next season and supply, maybe in a team that's scoring more goals, playing a bit more freely, he's a good player here, Stephen Payne. And if you can get the right sort of strikers in and around him to maybe partner him if they change system, we're not too sure how Askey will line up with them yet. But I think Payne had a good season with Town, certainly pre-Christmas. I mean, he was electric in front of goal, real poacher. I think he's got that in him to, he got 14 goals. He didn't play much football realistically. He can push 20 all comps, in League One level. I think he's a good player to have, good striker at this level. And Town do not have many, as you can see on your squad list, centre forwards in their ranks.
Pretty thin. What we're looking about a couple of the lads who didn't get much of a look in, but scored some goals.
Yeah, I mean, there's there are a couple of lads that are young. John McAtee's staying on, who's one of the second year pros now. Again, we won't expect him to feature much as a young kid. There are younger ones on there. They need time, loans to come up. Aside from that, I mean, there's Nahua, who's mulling over terms. He could be classed as a winger as well. In terms of out and out centre forwards, there's not a lot. Linnell John Lewis is an interesting one. He was offered terms because he was out of contract, and I don't think many fans saw it coming. He didn't play a lot of football. Well, he started no games. Fascinating stat. He was the definition of a reliable sub. I'm going to say super sub, but he didn't score too many, but he did the job. I think it was 37 league appearances. They were all from the bench.
It's crazy.
And actually added it up a couple of weeks ago. He played like 330 minutes across, nothing. Average like 8 minutes an appearance. But I heard for the season so much praise from players, Hurst, for the job he does when they were ahead, defending a 1-goal lead. Come on, hold the ball.
He's not going to moan too much as well. I mean, he knows that ball. He wasn't going to kick up too much of a fuss, and he just got on with his job, didn't he?
Yeah, it'll be interesting. I mean, he's only 28. That surprised me when I looked recently. He's had a long career, but he had a horrible injury before he came here, and maybe that's knocked a bit of pace out of him. But Askey will know all about him from time in non-league. That Askey spoke with the senior players here. He knows what Lenny can offer, and if you go in with using late subs in a way like that, to shore things up, even for an attacker, it works. My guess would be that Linnell John Lewis wouldn't take up too much wages. A lot maybe is down to the striker in whether he might think I can go and get the same money or better lower down, and I can be a main guy starting regularly. He had a difficult time at Wembley, didn't he? John Lewis came on, and he lost his man Wood for the winning goal. He was absolutely devastated, as everyone was. I think he'll be supported if he sticks around and comes back. I'm not too sure whether that's going to happen at the moment. Is he going to be one of the 4 strikers next season? Potentially, that would leave him and Payne. I would still expect at least 2 more to come in. Two more. Again, maybe some that John Askey's seen and have caught his eye, scoring goals at a lower level. And a Carlton Morris-esque striker that's
come from
desperate for a chance,
top side, and needs to get some experience. Or maybe even a youngster who needs some goals.
But it can't be like a youngster that's too slight or hasn't got it about him to handle the demands of League One.
They need to hit the ground running. It's more about Shrewsbury to score goals. They can't be developing too many players and waiting 15-20 games for them to hit the ground running.
It's such a physical league. Like, if you're not ready as a player, you get found out. There's strong defenders and midfielders, and they are they going to be a team that they didn't score many goals last season? They were so tight. They were winning games 1-0, 2-1. Are they going to be more open? I've heard Askey likes to play football, likes to play an open style, but he starts from a solid base, which is they've got here. So maybe it'll be tight again. 1-0 wins, 2-0 wins. We'll see. Just on loans, actually, he said to me in one of the first times we interviewed him that he doesn't like too many. He likes players to be contracted with a club to feel part of it. But I think he sees, with the success of last season's loans, it needs to happen. Like I spoke about yesterday's vid with centre midfielders being needed, centre forwards are needed. With Carlton Morris going back, Linnell John Lewis's future up in the air, there's only Payne as a senior forward, and you need 4 on your books, don't you? Certainly at least 3. So there's business to be done up front. You know, business to be done, and we say the emphasis is on paying. There could be a striker or 2 come in who are going to come in and be top scorer. You know, so options would be nice, especially if Askey plays this 4-3-3 he's talked about with, you know, wide men in attack next to a lone striker. That'll be interesting, because that suggests that there'll be 1 centre forward. Let's see how the pre-season friendlies go, how he shapes up, who the first sort of signings are. Business to be done.
Business to be done. I'm sure there'll be some fresh faces come the start of the season up front. Join us again tomorrow for the last of our season review videos. We'll be discussing the management.